To Afghanistan now, where the Taliban have carried out two deadly suicide bomb attacks. 24 people were killed in Parwan province when a bomb exploded near an election rally where President Ashraf Ghani was speaking. He was unhurt. A later blast in the capital, Kabul, left many injured and 6 dead. Let's bring in journalist Ali Latifi, who is in Kabul and joins us now. We've seen an uptick in attacks like this. Why now?
Because of the fact that, we have the elections coming up. The presidential election is coming up on September 28th. So these election campaigns are really kicking into high gear. And then you also have the fact that on, I believe it was September 8th, President Donald Trump went on one of his trademark Twitter rants, where he called off 9 rounds of talks between the Taliban and officials from Washington in Doha that were allegedly supposed to lead to some kind of a peace in Afghanistan. This really angered the Taliban, who felt like they had spent nearly a year discussing with and sitting with U.S. representatives in Qatar, in Doha, trying to work out some kind of an agreement. And essentially Trump, destroyed all of this in a series of tweets. This angered the Taliban, and the Taliban said that they would purposely attack U.S. soldiers and U.S. interests, which a U.S. service member was killed last night, and that they would purposely attack and target these election campaigns. And this is exactly living up to that. This is probably about the 3rd time now that President Ghani's election campaigns have come under attack by one group or another, including the Taliban.
So what are we looking at now, would you say, in the weeks, the months, the years ahead? Because, the security situation, as you're illustrating there, has clearly deteriorated.
So this is exactly the fear, that if anything, the deal that the Taliban and Washington were making, it definitely didn't seem like a good deal for the Afghan people, because the Afghan people and their government were completely left out of these 9 rounds of talks. The entire talks were between the U.S. and their representatives and the Taliban. There was no Afghan official present. But at the same time, the Afghan government, there were certain people within the government who were happy for the end of these peace talks, because it meant that the presidential elections scheduled for September 28th would go on without question. Because up until those peace talks were halted, there were a lot of questions among the people whether or not the presidential election would go on. And this is why you're seeing all of these campaign tickets are quickly speeding up all of their electioneering, because they only have 11 days left, actually only 9 days of campaigning left. So they're really speeding everything up, and the Taliban is also taking advantage of that. What we have to remember is that, for instance, this gathering in Parwan, hundreds, if not thousands of people would have been waiting to get in, or did make it into the venue, and they were the ones that were attacked. These were people coming out to hear politics, and they were the ones that were targeted.
Okay, well, we thank you so much for your reporting on this. Ali Latifi joining us from Kabul, a journalist there. Thank you.